What's up, clever masterminds? Clever86 here, and today I'm going to be continuing my Walking Dead Season 8 reviews. I'm going to be reviewing The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 5, titled The Big Scary You. So in this episode, we finally get to see what's happening with Negan and Father Gabriel, because at the end of Episode 1, we saw that Negan and Father Gabriel were trapped in a trailer together, surrounded by walkers. And in this episode, we finally get to see what's happening with them. So Negan and Father Gabriel are talking, and Negan asks Father Gabriel why he saved Gregory, and he calls Gregory a bearded prick, which I thought was pretty funny. But Gabriel says that he thinks he was destined to end up in the trailer with Negan, and he thinks that he's there to take Negan's confession. And Negan asks Father Gabriel why he became a priest, and Father Gabriel says he wanted to help people through their difficult times and their weaknesses, and Negan says that's exactly what he does. And he's been doing it one way or another his whole life. And Negan and Father Gabriel had some really interesting dialogue in this episode. And that was one of my favorite parts of this episode, was the dialogue between Negan and Father Gabriel. But anyways, so Father Gabriel asks Negan if he had a wife before the apocalypse. And the question seems to strike a nerve in Negan, and Gabriel takes this opportunity to grab Negan's gun, and he flees into a nearby room and locks the door. And meanwhile, Rick and Daryl find some explosives in a truck, because basically in episode 4 they got into a car chase with one of the saviors, and they found some explosives in the Savior's truck, and Daryl wants to use the explosives to blow open one of the sanctuary's walls, allowing walkers to flood in. And Rick says they can't do that because there's innocent workers and families inside the sanctuary, and he tells Daryl they're not doing that, and Daryl kind of shoves Rick, and he walks off. And he's intending to execute the plan on his own. And Rick tries to stop him, but Daryl punches him in the face, and then Rick tackles him to the ground. And this starts a fight between Rick and Daryl, which was pretty crazy to see because, Rick and Daryl, they were brothers, and it was pretty crazy to see them fighting. But anyway, so Rick tackles Daryl to the ground, and they're fighting, and Rick throws the dynamite in the truck, and Daryl's got Rick in a chokehold, and Daryl saves Rick just as the dynamite explodes. And after that, Rick and Daryl part ways, and I love when Rick's like, chokehold's a legal asshole, which is a callback to season 1 when Rick and Daryl first met. And Daryl attacked Rick, and Shane had to put Daryl in a chokehold, and Daryl's like, chokehold's a legal asshole. So it was kind of funny when Rick said that to Daryl in this episode. But anyways, so Rick and Daryl part ways, and meanwhile, Father Gabriel's still locked in the room, and Negan basically hauls a dead walker into the trailer and urges Gabriel to escape with him. And Gabriel basically tells Negan to confess, and he tells Negan what his greatest sin was, which was locking his congregation out of his church when the apocalypse first started. And Negan tells Gabriel that before the apocalypse, he cheated on his wife while she was sick, and he says that his weakness was his inability to put her down after she died. And I thought that was a really great scene because Negan opened up just a little bit, but I thought that was a really great scene. But anyway, so Gabriel comes out of the room and they cut open the dead Walker and they slather themselves in Walker guts and they walk out into the zombie herd. And at first, the zombies don't notice them, but Gabriel trips and draws attention to them, so they have to fight off the walkers together. But they make their way back to the sanctuary. And meanwhile, inside the sanctuary, everyone's trapped inside, and we see tensions starting to grow higher between the workers. And some of them think Negan's dead, and Simon's trying to get everything under control. But anyways, Negan and Gabriel return to the sanctuary, and he kind of gives the workers a reminder of who he is. He's like, I wear a leather jacket, I have Lucille, and my nutsack is made of steel. So it was a little bit cheesy, but still pretty hilarious. But anyway, so he tells the workers to put Gabriel in a cell. And also, Rick sees a helicopter in the sky. And at first, he's obviously confused. And we later find out that it was the Commonwealth. So I thought that was a nice little Easter egg in this episode. But anyway, so the episode ends with Eugene visiting Gabriel in his cell. And Gabriel looks very sick. Like, he's all sweaty. And he looks very sick. So we're kind of left wondering what's going on with Gabriel. But anyways, that's about it for this episode. Really great episode. Thought this was just a really great episode. And so the Rick and Daryl fight, that was pretty insane. There was some really great dialogue between Negan and Gabriel. And Negan's confession scene, that was probably the highlight of the episode for me. But anyways, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a really great episode. And so anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for my review of The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 6, titled The King, the Widow, and Rick. I'll try and get that done later tonight, but if not, then definitely tomorrow. But anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all for the next one. Alright, bye guys.